Hello and welcome to Auto Arcadia. I am one of your hosts, Thomas Hope, and with me, as always, is
Colin Wood, the other host. How are you doing, Tom?
I'm good, thanks. How are you this evening?
I'm smashing, bud. I'm smashing. Been a
Excellent.
tumultuous week, but not bad now.
Survived it.
Yeah, man.
That's the important thing. So, what do you have on your mind, Colin?
So, if you cast your mind back a few days to earlier in the week, remember when I sent you like the Kia Stinger advert, for example, and you sent me a Subaru SVX?
Hmm.
This got me thinking. More so the Kia Stinger when I was looking at it because I actually made the point to you at the time, like left field heroes and some of the really good examples of those. So for me, like, pardon me, the Kia Stinger, for example. So the diesel's obviously horrible and not in contention for anything apart from the guillotine. But you've got the 2 litre turbo, and then you've got the big daddy, the 3.3 litre V6 twin turbo, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And realistically, the V6 model is pretty much competing with like an S5 Audi.
How much is the V6 model?
So brand new, they were 40,500 quid, right? And the only option you could have was like I think it was 700 quid for like metallic paint.
Okay.
Now, that was for the V6 one. I don't know what the four pots were. But like, what I was thinking is like, you've got this, which is legitimately Lexus levels of equipment here, like heated and cooled seats, heated steering wheels, 360 cameras, sat nav, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto built in, everything you want, like legitimate, all the toys,
Proper car. Proper new,
proper
relatively
car,
high end car, for sure.
and a real value proposition. Because I was thinking about it, right, and I was like, the V6 realistically keeping up with an Audi S5, M440i's.
How much power
M
does it have?
340 odd brake horsepower, 0 to 60 in like 4.8 seconds.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like, these two examples I just gave that were over 50k for the base model with no options, and the equipment was nowhere near what is on this.
Mm.
So, like, you were talking a 10k buffer between the base model of the Kia Stinger V6 and an S5, for example. We'll take that as the example, right? But to get to the equipment level the same as the Stinger, honestly, you'd be talking more like 60, 65k for the S5.
Wow, that's that really just it hit me a little bit there. I was like, wow, that is a hell of a lot of money on an S5.
Yeah, like that's a lot of money. And legitimately, the only thing you're getting here is a badge that is, air quotes, more appealing and less of a warranty on
Yeah,
a vehicle that's likely to be more in need of a decent warranty than the Kia is. And this got me thinking, like, left field heroes and what there is out there. Because, like, I made the case in point to you about the 2 litre Stinger with
mm-hmm.
the 2 litre turbo, which is actually pretty quick, like 250 brake, 0 to 60 in 5.9 seconds for essentially the family car of the range. That's pretty nippy.
Yeah, it's not bad at
Um,
all.
would you rather have that or a 520i or a 320i or an A5 2 litre TFSI Sportback or a 420i Grand Coupe?
Yeah, I'd certainly think about it.
And this got me thinking, like, what is a list of some what would a list of proper left field heroes be? And I'm not going to say for any certainty that I've got all of them in this list because I don't.
Oh, so you've
So
got a list.
I've got a little bit of a list. So right at the top, because it's the one that got me thinking about it, and it's the one I've just gave you, is the Kia Stinger. The only thing I've put in is not the diesels. So
Fair.
the
I don't
V6.
think you needed to add that caveat, but that's
No,
fair.
because if you're going to buy a diesel, you buy a German diesel because they actually build a semi decent diesel. Not Volkswagen Audi Group, but the rest of them do. Now, one thing to note is not everything on this list is what we'll call reliable.
That's fair. That's fair. It is are some of the things on this list not what you would call popular as well, or good?
This is a thing, right? I think for it to be a left field hero, it kind of has to be unpopular at the time.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. But like,
You're,
are some of them a bit shit?
yes.
Good. Okay, I can feel my affinity with this list building already before I've even heard what's on it.
And I have to say, like some of these examples are literally left field for the brand as well, though. So
Mm-hmm.
like, there's some in here that people are gonna be like, "That's not left field," because fucking that's mental. But it genuinely is if you're really sticking with left field heroes. But so first on the list, the Kia Stinger, which we've went over in somewhat quite good detail, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, it's Kia don't really do a sporty car.
They don't,
Stinger was a bit
and
of a departure for them.
it was. And you know, like the thing I really liked about the Kia Stinger, I found this out after looking at them, was Kia were like, we know this is not going to be a sales success. We'll be happy if we sell 1,500 of these a year. And they're like, yeah, we'll be happy at that. We expect to make a loss on this. But do you know what it did? It created a halo effect. Eh?
And it also established like Kia as a brand in the mind of people who might not necessarily have considered Kias before, such as yourself, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, there's actually a YouTube channel I really like called Savage Geese, and
Right.
it's an American channel. They review cars and they do like really in-depth reviews. Like they go into a garage and put it on a lift, and they look at like the suspension design and like the underfloor engineering and stuff, and then they take it out on the road and they do the interior and they go really in depth. But like they do like Lexus GSFs, Porsches, Ferraris, everything. And they had the Kia Stinger on, and they were like, legitimately, we would buy this. So
Oh, they
like
were quite impressed.
they were fucking on board, you know. They were like, yes, this is class. We like this car. We don't know why you would buy the equivalent S5 or 540i when this exists. That was
Mm-hmm.
literally their verdict. So yeah, like I think Kia achieved what they set out to achieve with it, certainly.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's always just nice when the car is good, if you know what I mean.
Precisely. And it's even nicer when it's something that's a bit strange, you know?
I think the Kia Stinger is a good choice. Yeah, I agree. It's not really what I think of when I think of Kia, though.
No, I still think of hatchback with a 7 year warranty or a 4x4.
I think of, you know, that Kia Silver. But, like, literally every Kia was in that silver colour.
Yes, I do.
That's all I can think of.
Yeah, I
Hyundai are
can.
a little bit bad for that as well. That silver.
They are. Apparently, I learned this week as well. Hyundai and Kia, same fucking company.
That would not surprise me at all.
Yeah. Right then, will we kick off?
Yeah, I'll
With the
fire into it. I mean, I have some unusual, what I would consider to be like left field heroes as well.
Ooh, I'd be really interested to see if any of our left field heroes match up here.
Yeah, I mean, I would be thinking off the top of my head, but yeah, I would be quite interested. So fire on.
So, second, in no particular order either, the Alpha Giulietta, you know, the saloon.
Which one?
The most recent one with the Ferrari V6 in it. And I don't necessarily mean the quadrifugal one, the one with the little clover leaf on the white diamond. I mean, like, even the 2-litre petrol turbo again. It follows quite a similar model lineup to the Kia Stinger in my mind.
We're talking about the hatchback.
No, the big saloon.
Um, do you have like a
Julia.
link to the
Yeah, sorry, I've put the wrong name down. It's the Alpha Giulia.
Julia?
Yeah, the Alfa Romeo Giulia. Giulia.
Oh, I really like these cars.
I really like them as well. Like, every time I see one, in the wild, I'm like, oh, that's a good looking bit of
It
kit.
is a really, really nice car. Yeah, it's a really, really good looking car. You definitely stick out if you drive one of these, I think. And I think, yeah, I really like it. I think it's a great choice. So on board.
Defo, man. And I mean, this or a 3 Series BM.
I have a feeling these are a touch more than a 3 Series BM.
Do you know, you'd be surprised how affordable. So, like, I'm looking now, a 2-litre turbo one, 2022 reg, with 34,000 miles, 20,500 quid. And they're 320 brake horsepower, the 2-litre turbo ones, by the way.
300.
320 brake.
Nice.
Like,
You really are looking for the V6, though, aren't you?
you really do want the V6, which is over 500 brake. But I mean, they are probably still the sharp side of like 50k to get in there. But still, I mean, I feel they do the job. Like, when you're looking at the big three, A4 C class or 3 Series versus this, like, this is something a bit different.
Yeah, I think you could get one of those with a V6 for 35 easy. Like a reasonably nice one.
I would
So,
say so, actually, yeah.
no, I mean, I'm on Auto Trader at the moment. You definitely
Right.
can. You 100% can. I mean, I know you can get 3 Series way cheaper than that. Because they don't really hold their value very well.
Yeah.
I don't think BMs in general, like some of the specific models hold their value quite well, but like in general, they don't hold their value.
No. And one thing I'll say about this as well, it seems to be a bit of a departure for Alfa Romeo because these fare pretty well in the reliability surveys.
Honestly, that's great because it is the joke, isn't it?
It is. It's like Skoda. Why the Skodas have heated rear windows to keep your hands warm when you're pushing them.
Do
You know,
you know what? I've never done in ages. All that. So bad.
but like, genuinely, and this is the thing. I've been looking at this from like a family car's perspective as well. For some of them, I'm just like, fuck that. I wouldn't own that. But like, Kia Stinger, Alpha Julia, legitimately would absolutely 100% have an ownership proposition on those without a problem.
Oh yeah, no, they're fantastic cars, especially if you can swing them as family cars in quotes.
Definitely. I mean, the 2-litre turbo is the sensible choice.
Yeah, it is the sensible choice, and I do understand that sometimes in life you have to make the sensible choice, but I'm really, really resistant to doing it.
Yep, me too. That's why I have a fucking 6 Series outside that I can't sell to anyone. But yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, both the first entries, beautiful cars, amazing alternatives to the German ones. Next one, Renault Megane RS.
I like which year? I like the Megane RSs.
So I'm thinking like any of them, to be honest. From like
Okay, yeah.
the bum Megane,
Aye.
yeah, right up to like the last one there, like the 2020 version. they're all a bit left field. Like everyone was buying Focus STs and basic Golf GTIs and all the crap, and these are just fucking head and shoulders above them, really.
Yeah, I think I really like the first, the 2008 kind of style.
Yeah, man.
That's the one for me, the one with the bum.
Yeah. No, they're fucking cool. Like,
I
yeah, we
agree. I think fast. We've talked about this before, but fast renos are actually pretty cool.
yeah, and I mean, for me, the Megane is the coolest one because it's got the body shell that you want for me. Like the Clio's too small for me personally. The
Mm.
Megane just perfect for like a proper B road blaster.
Yeah, fair enough. Honestly, I do like the Megans. I probably would have a Clio over it, but that's you know, I don't find that the I don't need the extra space if you know what I mean.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I
Uh,
totally agree. Like that's a good choice. I would
we,
argue how left of field it actually is because, like, I think people do kind of care about McGann's.
yeah. I mean, so some of these, like, because people know about the Julietta certainly, I would think, but maybe that's the car guy in me being biased. But like, it was quite a left field choice for the hot hatch crowd, I feel, because it appealed to a certain segment of them, which was people who actually enjoyed the driving,
Mm.
not
Yeah, I
people who,
agree.
yeah,
People just get like a Golf or an S3 or an
yeah,
A3 or A class or a 1 Series.
yeah. Oh, by the way, you know the A classes, like the A45 AMGs,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely fantastic value now because everyone bought millions of them and now they're fucking flooding the market and nobody wants them.
Are you sure that's the AMGs, not the AMG lines?
No, no, it's the A45 one, like the,
Oh,
the
of
hot
course, yeah.
one. They're
Slow my roll tonight. Yeah, you're quite right, man. Getting ahead of myself. I was ready to lecture you.
fair play, man.
Just showed myself to be a total fucking mug.
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
So, yeah, what do you reckon they're good value now?
I reckon they're proper good value because everyone bought them and now there's millions of them for sale. And there's like the people that had them, wanted them, had them, and nobody has them now. So it's like, and nobody really wants like a really high capacity, expensive to repair Mercedes 2 liter hatchback as a
Yeah,
unique proposition.
with an is it an 8 speed gearbox?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not a massive fan of the styling of them. I don't think the that style looks particularly good in hatch form. I think it looks quite good in saloon or coupe form.
Like the CLA.
Mm-hmm. But then again, this is why I always fall down with hatchbacks. I'm like, I really like the front end of that car. It's a shame that they just stopped at the back. It's like,
Yeah,
where's the back of it? I like my cars to be complete, thank you.
right, bud. I now need to warn you because the list gets weird and fucking unusual from here on
Okay,
out.
hit
So
me with
next up,
it.
the Dodge Neon SRT.
Ah, the Dodge Neon. Yeah, of course, I know the one.
So
Yeah, that was a bit of a staple of some of the old earlier PS2 kind of racing games. I kind of
it
remember when
was
that thing was new because it was a front wheel drive, 2 liter turbo Dodge,
supercharged 2 liter.
supercharged. Oh
Yeah.
wow, yeah, I did not know that.
So like people in America might be going like, the fuck are you on about? They're everywhere. In Europe, they were fucking nowhere.
Nah, yeah, they did. I've not. Don't know if I've ever seen one in the actual steel, if you know what I mean. You
I've
don't see very
never.
many Dodges.
You don't. Do you know the only Dodge you ever used to see was that, the Calibra,
I do
the
the
horrible
Caliber.
boxy 4x4 thing?
Yeah,
And do you know there's? I've got a memory of these, right? Because I remember being out in Dumfries on the bevy and talking to this bouncer, and she was like, "Oh yeah, my dad bought me one of them and like tuned it up to like 700 brake horsepower with a nitrous and everything. And it was rapid." I was like, "Sure,
Aye.
hen, sure." And I just remember from ever since then, I just associate them with absolute bollocks.
Yeah, total nonsense.
Yeah,
I am relatively sure. No, I cannot remember what it was. I think it was one of the. You know the Caliber era Charger.
yes,
I think we had that as a rental in Vegas, and it was like Charger in name only, if you know what I mean. Like tiny engine, 4 speed automatic, like the most basic Dodge product. It was
yes, I do.
really horrible.
It's like the Ford Capri that is now a crossover hatch.
Mm,
Yeah, no, it's not cool.
no, I totally not. So yeah, the neon. I think the neon gets a reasonable amount of regard. Like it's certainly interesting because it was kind of Dodge's go at trying Dodge having a go at trying to do something a bit kind of new that's sporty and cool rather than just going back to, oh, you guys like the Challenger,
Yeah,
because that is kind of their car.
it is. Like they're very much a one-trick pony in what they're known for.
Yeah, it's weird how they um abandoned the Charger name to like such a kind of crap car.
Yeah, well, I mean, you see this over and over again. Though. Like I said with the Ford Capri, the new one, and then like the Ford Mustang E. Like, there's a lot of heritage to that name, and they're just like, yeah, fuck it on an electric crossover hatch.
Electric.
Yeah,
Yeah, electric. No thanks. There's a lot of
so
Challengers in the UK.
really,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think that would be the case. I would have, because people were quite afraid of American cars for a while. Like, they had really cheap, nasty, horrible plasticky interiors, like
Mm-hmm.
worse than Japanese cars, and had terrible reliability for quite a long time. Um, which kind of like put a lot of people off.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, they're just quite thirsty, and we've not really had that same relationship with fuel prices that the Americans have like been afforded.
We really have not.
Yeah, totally.
Now, the next one I have to like. I'm gonna spec it out for you here. So Mustang V8, very British engineering, old man with peak cap and a smoking pipe.
It's not like a Bristol or something, is it?
No, it is the Rover 75 250 and the MGZT 250, which was the Rover 75 but with a rear wheel drive platform and a Mustang V8 up front.
Yes. Now, I've looked at these cars before. Like, the V8 Rover. Could be an appealing idea. I'm not a massive fan of the way the 75 looks. Even when it's like, in MG form where it's like a bit tarted up, I'm still like, not really a huge 75 shape fan. But yeah, no, I
Yeah,
agree. There's something quite cool about that car. I totally agree.
they are, and they're very much like if you're thinking left field options, it's hard to get more left field than that, I feel.
Yeah, totally. They're not that common at all. I mean, I imagine no one bought them in the first place.
No, I don't think they did. Like it was very much they were very rare to start with.
Mm-hmm.
I think you had to be a very certain variety of rover enthusiast
Oh no.
to go after this sort of thing, you know?
Because they never did a V8 Rover 75.
Yeah, they did.
Did they?
Yeah, they done like the MG and the Rover, the 250 with a V8 from a Mustang in it.
Yeah, that's a bit wild actually. Oh, here we go. I found an example on the old Auto Trader to look at
Really?
some pictures. Yeah, it's a ZT, but it's an MG ZT.
Got you.
So it's like it's the V8 one.
The V8.
The V8. Oh wow. Okay, no, that's way more interesting. There's an estate. The
Ooh,
ZTT with the 4.6 V8 in it.
right.
Do you think the bank would lend me 14k?
I mean, depends how nicely you ask the bank, I suppose.
Honestly, I can't believe this car's 14 grand. Like, it's rare, I totally appreciate it, but like, from the limited pictures inside, it's a bit worn.
Yeah, and whatever way you cut it, it's it was made when Rover were just about to go bang.
Yeah, this was
So,
made on the smallest budget.
like taking a front wheel drive platform and deciding we're going to make this rear wheel drive, and then we're going to transplant the running gear from an American car, probably one of the least reliable genres of said American car, into this.
It's
When
such a
you're,
crap combo.
it's like, why the fucking hell is this even an idea?
And I agree. I think that's the reason why I love it. It is not a particularly good idea. Like it's like okay, we've got a kind of big car that's too heavy to be sporty and fun and responsive. Let's give it quite a like thirsty, not massively powerful V8
Yes.
for the England.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, fair enough. Like it's totally on the list. I would actually also throw the MGZS. I think it is. I'm never 100% sure on the. Oh, is it the ZR? No, I'm so confused. Which was the coupe hatch?
Like the Ford Escort sized one.
Like the boxy style Escort. Aye.
Yeah, I think it was a Z. Fuck, was
I
it?
thought it was a ZS.
ZS, because the ZR is the hatch.
Nope, it's not the ZS. What the fuck was that? MG. It was based on the 45. I want to say.
Yes, that's the one. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Oh, I don't know why I thought typing MG45 into Google would achieve what I was looking for there.
Oh, class.
It was a ZS.
Was it the ZS? Yeah, because
It
the
was a
ZS thing is
ZS.
the 180 with the V6, the 2.5 litre. Like,
Absolutely.
it's terrifying how much I know about MGs.
You're a secret fan, man. I'm
I
exposing
am
you.
not a fucking fan of MGs. You take that back.
Never. But yeah, no, I quite like these. Like I've always thought they were like actually, they look pretty good, and even though they're a Rover, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I would have a ZR. You know, like a ZR 150, like the 2 litre petrol one.
That's the based on the 25. I'm not that interested in the ZRs. Like I remember looking for cars back in the day where ZRs were everywhere and they
Yeah,
were dirt cheap and they all had a head gasket problem. Or not all of them, but a lot of them had problems, and they were also quite often like, I'm gonna say the word modified, but imagine really heavy air quotes around that.
oh yes,
Like they were modified on a small budget.
yeah. They weren't like no spare no expense was not a phrase used back then.
Yeah, no expense paid, made.
That's the one.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Aye. So like that kind of put me off a little bit. I kind of associate them in my head with like, oh, it's a ropey old hatchback. But I mean, people seem to like them. I've heard good things, but like for me, they just don't do it. There's no spark, even though they often came in yellow.
Yeah, they were quite common in quite leery colours as well.
Mm-hmm.
We've basically went through the entire Rover MG product catalogue there, bar a few examples.
We did miss the TF off,
We did.
which I'm actually a reasonable fan of as well. Like, I mean, I'm a fan of that car in that I love how cheap it is, and I would have one really cheap.
But I wouldn't pay a lot of money for one.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm not going to go and stand beside it in a field on a Sunday. Like,
Yeah, no, fuck that.
there's definitely some cars where I would, like, if I had it, I would take it to a car show, and an MGTF's not that. Absolutely not that. But rag it about the back roads and not really care too much about it. Like, yeah, totally.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, approved. I think the Rover ZT is a good choice.
Awesome, man. So the next one on my list has the handbrake on the front wheels,
Okay.
and it's the Citroen C6, which
Which generation?
do you know the jelly mold wobbly one?
Is that the one with the weird steering wheel?
Yes, it was like a 2006, 2007 sort of year. You had to be a bit mental to buy one of these, I think. They were a bit ropey.
Do you know what, right? I think it's too long.
Yeah, they're a fucking big car.
They're a really ugly car in the front. Like, the front of it's just a bit too long.
The back of them looks particularly ugly as well because they have a weird convex fucking rear screen.
Yeah,
Like,
what is this?
the screen goes like the opposite direction to every other car ever fucking designed.
This car has a very, very unique side profile.
Oh yeah.
What is it with automakers when they're like, okay, we've got a really striking front. Not that I'm saying that I like the front of the C6, but like we've got a really striking front, got a fantastic kind of side profile, and then we just stop.
Yeah. They don't like designing the back ends of cars.
They just can't. They just love designing so much. They just don't want it to end. So it has to be snatched away from them.
Yeah, that's it. They're a little bit, yeah. Do you know what it is? I think the designers are like, they start off full of gusto and they're like, I'm going to do a really nice job. I'm going to really take my time and make this a really well penned design. And then they get to the halfway point and they're like, you know what? It's just going to be some heap of shite with a diesel engine and they give up. I think that's what happened. But yeah, Citroen C6, you kind of had to be a bit mental to buy one. Like, they were an alternative to like the 5 Series BMs.
Yeah, it's weird because like you want people to just pick the car they want, but also someone buying a C6 over like a 5 Series does seem a little bit
Insane.
a bit strange to be honest.
Yeah, it's crazy. But definitely an absolute bona fide left field hero in my mind.
Okay, I'm not as convinced about that being a left field hero. I suppose there needs to be heroes for all people, and it can't all just be like cars I like that are left field heroes.
Yeah, I mean, like we have a very left field leaning choice of cars. This has been proven many times for many different episodes.
Yeah, I think we both like weird tat.
We do, but at the same time, it can't be the thing that we're like, yeah, that's perfect. Like some of the stuff is just going to be a bit shit because it's left field.
Okay, fair.
A perfect case in point is the next one. So these were the second generation of these came out when I worked at Honda. And the inside joke was that HRV stood for hormone replacement vehicle.
Right, okay.
And what I'm aiming at here is the first gen Honda HRV. So, like, it was basically a van with windows that rode quite high with like a 1.8 out of a quad aero deck, really, and then a four-wheel drive system, and that was
These
it.
these cars. These cars, man. The first generation of them is so unique.
Yeah, and unique is a really nice way of saying like, what? Who the
Absolutely
fuck
is.
picked
They look
this?
they look pretty terrible. I remember these being quite popular actually.
They were actually, and for the life of me, I can't remember. I can't figure out why.
I love how you could
Um,
get a three-door version of it.
yeah, like a sporting high riding van.
Van.
Fuck, high riding van HRV. That's exactly what it is.
See, we learn things
Yeah.
in real time.
Um.
Yeah, that is. I mean, that is a really left field car. I mean, it's what was the point of it?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, for the life of me, I don't know anyone that wants a four-wheel drive, three-door van,
Hmm.
hatchback thing that is quite compromised as an off-roader and even more compromised as an on-road car.
Aye, I know. I totally agree. This car resides in that bin of cars that I just simply forget all the time, and I'm okay.
Perfectly okay with that.
Yep, it I can let it go.
Well, we've just covered the Honda HRV.
Boring car.
Yeah, man. Next, we've got one that's maybe not interesting, but certainly quite unusual. The Renault Wind.
Oh, I know the wind. The WYND.
No, WIND.
It's spelled wind that way.
I thought it was WIND. When I looked it up before, it was WIND. Let's have a look. Renault
Nah, you're right
Wind.
enough. It is wind. I don't know why I thought it was wind.
Well, I've put Renault Wind in, and it's came up with the Reno, Nevada fucking weather. Yeah.
But I know the one you're on about, and yeah, might have to do some selling on this because it's not doing it for me.
So left field for me is that it's an unusual choice, or a choice that goes against like the masses. And
I agree. You do not see very many of these. They were a weird choice of a car. They fall very much into the same bracket as the Volkswagen EOS and
yes,
Vauxhall Tigra fall in for me, which is small convertible that no one really buys.
yep, they were the sole preserve of retired women.
Yeah, you are more likely to see maybe a slightly older lady in one of these cars.
And you know what? I'm totally fine with that. They deserve to have a good time, and if their good time is that, fair fucking play.
Oh
You
my
know?
god, man! I think that sounds quite condescending.
Yeah, it maybe was, but it wasn't intended to be as condescending as it possibly sounded.
Yeah, honestly, these could be quite cheap. Like, it's a shame the front wheel drive because like I mean, it is only a 1.6.
Yeah, but I mean, these would have been so close to greatness if they were like, fuck it, it's a two-seater, we're going to make them mid-engine rear-wheel drive.
It
Job
looks like it could be mid-engine rear-wheel drive, but it's
done. This
not.
is the thing. Like,
I think
there's
that's one of the things I
no
don't
hope
like about it.
that it looks like a promise that it's just not keeping up.
Absolutely, yeah. It's trying to cash checks that the cashier knows they're going to bounce before they've even tried, you know?
Yeah, it is the Trotter's independent trading promissory note of the car world.
Totally, yeah. So yeah, I mean, definitely it is a left field choice. Like, actually, Renault do quite a lot of like French cars just do not sell well in the UK in general. Like the
They've
small
really
hatches do quite well, but like the bigger stuff and the weirder stuff, not so much. Because
no.
like there was all those Renault, like the Aventines, the big kind of like high up
Yeah,
coupe kind of like coupe MPV style. Which like was that not the one they had on Top Gear?
Yeah, they made a track car out of it. Like
Yeah,
all
totally.
the bases for a track car.
And there's also the Renault Del Salis. Is it that's what it's called?
Oh, I think so.
I think that's what it's called. That again, that like you do not see these. I don't even remember seeing them when they were like new or like a few years after new. You know?
Yeah, I mean, see like early 2000s to like early 2010s. I'd be quite comfortable saying I don't think I've seen half of Citroen and Renault's actual product portfolio from that time in the wild. Like, I see Twingos, Clios, Captchas, Megans, the occasional Laguna. That's it. Like,
Do you remember
and you
when
see,
Lagunas were everywhere?
I do.
I kind of missed that. The first was it the first gen of Laguna?
The one that everyone stole the splitter off of. Yes, it was. They were really good. They were an actual fucking quality bit of kit.
Yeah, I remember them. They were really popular.
They were, and they disappeared into nowhere as
I
well.
feel that car might have been a victim of the old scrappage scheme in many ways.
Yes, I think that might be very true.
That's why, honestly, you know, I should send you that picture, that listing of the Mondeo that I found.
Yeah, man, that's a rare find
Oh,
now.
fuck, that was an absolute bargain, like, and it was really shit, because, like, I messaged the guy, he got back to me, he's like, oh, a deposit's been taken, like, they're coming to pick it up tonight, and I was like, fuck, they're 100% following through on that deal.
Yeah,
Like, I was like, oh, well, you know, if anything, if it falls through, let me know, and he was like, yeah, sure, and I was like, that's never gonna happen. Damn,
yeah,
I was just too late to the party, but, like,
it's
it was
gone.
such a good deal.
Yeah, like I mean, the thing is as well, and I looked through the photos of that car, and like this history book was fully stamped with Ford stamps as
It was
well. I'm like,
insane, yeah. Absolutely crazy.
crazy.
It had something like 38,000 miles.
Yeah,
It's like borderline a museum piece if it was like, you know, like a super tidy outside example. But yeah, I mean, I do have a little bit of a soft spot for those old Mondeos. That kind of that era of car that's become kind of artificially rare because of the scrappage scheme.
yeah.
Like not so
They're,
much
they're,
the exotic stuff or the high end stuff from that, but like the actual chod.
like the everyday stuff. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Like the white good of that kind of generation of car has kind of been wiped out for us. So
it
when you
really
find
has.
one, and especially one that's in really good nick, it's like wow.
But it's something to be admired, you know.
I watched a video of a Fiesta. Remember the Fiesta I used to have?
Yes, I
It
do.
was it was one of those in red, and it had done. I think it was something like a genuine 370 miles from new.
Wow.
Aye. So basically, it'd been owned by Ford, and then it'd been gifted to a charity who'd never driven it. So it just sat. And yeah, it went under the auction block. And what do you reckon it sold for on the hammer?
Oh, something fucking insane, man. Like 20K.
Nah, man, it's not that insane. It sold for 10, just over 10,
That's insane.
for basically an O2 plate Fiesta.
Yeah, I mean when you know you can buy like a Ford racing Puma for not much more than that, and it's fucking 10 times the car.
I always find the premium people put on like untouched examples very strange. I suppose it's a different kind of car enthusiast.
Yeah, do you know the thing that always gets me about this? So like, it's got no miles on it. I'm like, cool. So all the seals in the engine will have swelled up to fuck, and everything will be rotten, and nothing will work, and it'll all
Absolutely,
be
yeah.
suffering from a lack of use.
Mm-hmm. It'll have sat for fucking ages.
Yeah,
Long periods of time. And is the person who's starting it back up after a long period of time, do they really know what you should kind of look out for and do if you've had a car sitting for a long time?
I'm going to take no for 200, Alex.
Yeah, yeah, I think you might be right there.
Right.
So yeah, what car was that? That was the
That was the Renault Wind.
the Renault Wind. Oh, yeah, Renault Wind. Thumbs down for me. Actually, that car can stay left field.
Fair enough. I have a feeling the next one is going to be a thumbs up from you. And the next one after that, probably a thumbs down. And then probably a thumbs up again. So we're on a bit of a
roller coaster.
right?
Yeah.
The Subaru SVX. You sent me one earlier in the week, and I love these. I think they look incredible.
Do you know what? Right, I quite like them too, but because they're weird more so than I like the way they look. They've got that weird split level window, don't they?
Yes, I think they look fucking incredible. And you know, I mean, they've got a flat six with 4-wheel drive.
I mean, I agree. They are really cool. I couldn't believe I found one for sale, and it was also not that much, but it was pretty rough.
Yeah, the only issue I have with them, they're all automatics, and they're from that period of time where automatics are shit.
Yeah. When they like to take a promising car and then just fucking ruin it. Just strangle everything out of it.
Yeah, but I reckon, see if you bought an SVX and stuck a manual gearbox in it, which admittedly, because it's a Subaru, it's not that simple. Well, it is, because they're a bit like Lego, but you need the front and rear differentials and everything else.
Mm.
But if you'd done that, I genuinely think you'd have quite an entertaining machine at the end of it.
Yeah, maybe up the power a little bit.
Well, I mean, you can just whack a big fucking turbo on it.
And there's always that. There's always big turbo.
Yeah.
Aye, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I kind of do like the SVX. It's probably not my first thought though, which makes it a great left field choice.
Yeah, like I've tried to put some effort in and like pick stuff that's actually like, holy fuck, that is an unusual pick.
See, if you rocked up in an SVX, not many people would know what that is.
Do you know, I bet you get a lot of people thinking it's like, holy fuck, that guy must be loaded. Like, that must be like some mental limited edition Ferrari.
Yeah, maybe if they've not got their glasses on, man.
No, but it's the same. Like when you said to the guys at your work about the 6 Series that I bought, they're like, what does that say? And they're like, oh, big money. That's like a fucking 15 grand car. And you're like, no, he's actually paid like 1,500 quid for it.
Yeah,
like
totally.
delivered to his door. Like the conceptions.
Yeah, the assumptions people make based on what it is, for sure. Like,
Yeah.
definitely some cars look like they're more money than they are.
Oh yeah. Definitely. And like, a lot of the cars that look like they're money are actually fucking pennies, and the reverse is true. Like, nobody looks at like a Renault Clio and they're like, fucking hell, bit of money in that. But it's like, legitimately, you're struggling to buy like a 2018 plate one for less than fucking 5k. It's like, holy fuck.
Yeah. I find that sometimes a bit weird what keeps its money in the car market. But it's great. Like, I love the, like, a stone depreciation some of the big spenny cars get.
Oh yeah.
Gotta love that. But we're getting sidetracked. At some point we should probably talk a little bit about like some cars that have a perception of being worth way more than they actually are.
Yeah.
Because like I remember like it's kind of weird, but people would think that my Mark 1 TT was like a spenny car.
Yeah.
And if anyone knows cars or like goes online, they know that you can pick a Mark 1 TT up for like, you know, $1,000 average, 2 for like a nice one.
Yeah.
Like they're not expensive cars at all, but like for some reason it seemed to like people seem to think it looked more expensive than it was, which is really weird.
Yeah, man. No, I totally get what you mean. Like I remember my Toyota Sora, which I bought for like 2,300 quid, I think. Um, and like I was pulled. I went to the Chinese actually, of all fucking things. And I got out of it, and there was a boy that I knew. He's a bit of a lunatic. Um, but I knew him. I know him quite well actually. And I get out the car. Well, I didn't actually get out the car. I reversed in beside him, and I was like, "You all right, mate?" He's like, "Mate, that's a bad man car." I'm like, "Thank you, I think." And he goes, "It means it's fucking cool, man. It looks well expensive." I was like, "Oh, cheers, dude." He says, "It probably cost a bit less than half of what the car you're in cost, though." And he was in like some hatchback thing. He's like, "Nah, mate, no way." I was like, "I'm fucking telling you." Like, it's deceptive, mate. And I just went in and got my Chinese and then fucked off and left him because he's a lunatic. But yeah, like I get what you mean with that. Like
Yeah.
some cars have a perception to them.
Yeah, the 6 Series is a great example, like, because, you can get them cheap. I mean, you got yours exceptionally cheap, but, like, you can, like, they're not an expensive car, but they're, like, they once were, I suppose.
Yeah, the thing that people do you know the thing that I think guards a lot of people away from getting them is if you buy a car that was like 75k new for like 1,500 quid, you might think that's really cheap, but the running costs are still going to be that of a 75k car.
Yes. I think it's very easy to dive head first, sorry, and get kind of bitten by like just an insane bill out of absolutely nowhere on these cars. I mean, there's definitely cars that I've looked at in the past where I've been like, no, I can't fix this if it goes wrong, and I'll have to find someone who specifically can fix this
Yeah,
and pay
I
them
remember
big money to do it.
I remember having this very conversation with you when I was like, I reckon a Maserati Quattroporte would be a good used buy, and you were like, no, Colin,
I
no.
mean, I get the appeal of the Quadriporte. Like, I really like. There used to be one for sale locally for, I want to say it was 11 black, the 4.2. I want to say
Yep.
V8. It was the sport, the S. I think I'm not really sure what the designation was, but it was the kind of like the sports pack of it, black on cream, and I was like, that's a bit of me that. Like,
It's the one you would want,
it
you know?
was really, it was a really nice spec, and I was like, you know, you'd buy that and you would enjoy a day and a half of like the best time ever. And then you'd park it, and the next day it wouldn't start again, and that'd be the basically the last time you enjoyed owning that car. And I was like, that's a lot of money to spend for really like for basically blasting around. Just be like, check out my Maserati.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
You know, I've
yes,
actually got Maseratis on this list, and it's just Maseratis. But then I put two question marks because I feel they're a bit left field. Like
they
when you're
definitely are. Yeah.
when you're wanting Italian expensive car, the obvious choice is Ferrari, Lamborghini.
I think Maserati's problem is they made cars that weren't really that interesting compared to Ferrari.
Yeah,
Like, okay, they did the MC12, very very cool, and I really like the first Quattroporte. But like beyond that, the other Maseratis, the Grand Sport, and then whatever one came after that, they're kind of like sports kind of coupe style. I'm a little bit ambivalent to be honest.
yeah. I mean, they suffer a bit from like golfer image.
They do have a bit more of a golfer image than Ferrari, probably undeserved actually, and
Yeah,
they do represent a great used buy because they're just not reliable and they do not hold their money because no one really wants them compared to a Ferrari.
yeah. Like I mean, see a Gran Turismo, which was like 75, 80 grand new, the very first generation of them.
Mm.
You can pick them up for like 14, 15k now. Some of
Yeah.
them are even like getting towards the 10 mark. Um, and I always fancied like a 3200 GT, which had the F40 twin turbo engine in it.
The what one? Sorry.
The Maserati 3200 GT, which had the same engine as a Ferrari F40, but it was in the front, and they fucked with the ignition timing to make it less powerful.
Interesting. Yeah, that's the Maserati that doesn't really do very much for me, you know? In fact, I'm not really sure the Gran Turismo does too much for me, although it is a nice looking car, actually.
They are a desperately pretty vehicle.
Yeah, yeah, I agree, and you're right, like, they're cheap.
Oh yeah. No, they're cheap, but they're cheap for a fucking reason.
Yeah, it does feel like a car that you enjoy while it works, and then you're like, well, that's it. It's over. Do you want to know
Yeah,
something really wild? I found one of the 300, no, the 3200 Maserati
yeah.
on Auto Arcadia.
Hit me.
9 grand.
Wow.
I mean, the wheels they've put on this car are horrible, but it exists.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with cheap Maseratis, I think they have a bit of a drug dealer-esque problem, where it's like people who want to look loaded buy them.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, yeah, 100%, yeah, and like, kind of in a way that's part of the appeal for me. They're like, there's this like kind of weird sense of theater about it. Like they are so over the top. They're so massive and overly like luxurious. And the fact that it's got like the 4.2 V8, which, you know, oh, so good, so good. I'm so on board for a quadruporte, even though it's like a massive car, and I don't tend to like big cars. I love that car in particular. I think it looks bad.
Yeah. No, they don't. They're not a nice looking car. They've got a face only a mother could love.
They do have a bit of a face, yeah. They do have a bit of a face, but I'm. Oh god, they're so cheap now. They're even cheaper than they were back then.
Oh yeah, they're gonna keep going till they get to like 100 quid mark.
Oh, I really need the
Yeah.
space, man.
Well, I'm gonna keep with the Italian theme with the next one here,
Hit me.
right?
Honestly pretty much. Well, the last few cars I've been a big fan of. Quite a lot of these cars I'm a fan of actually.
I don't know if you're gonna like this one. The
Uh,
Ferrari FF.
yeah. Aye,
Now,
that's no.
hear me out.
Reluctantly, yeah. Okay, fine.
So, you want a Ferrari, so you want a mid-engined, exquisite handling machine, but you're like, no, fuck that. I want the engine in the front. So now you're in a V12 front engine rear-wheel drive Ferrari, which is already a bit of a left field choice, because if you wanted a front engine rear-wheel drive V12, why wouldn't you buy an Aston Martin?
Mm.
But this one was a fastback hatchback four-wheel drive with 5 seats, and that is fucking about as left-wheel drive as it get. What the fuck did I just say? And that is about as left field as it can possibly be for a Ferrari.
Do you know what? I agree. Despite not being that into the FF, I agree, and I actually think that these are a bit of a future classic.
I think they're so fucking weird that they're going to be worth a fortune.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like it's funny to say, oh, it's a future classic of a Ferrari, but like, there are some Ferraris that are more affordable. Like, look at the California.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can get into California for legitimately 50, 60K.
Mm-hmm.
Probably less, actually.
I maybe think less. I'm gonna find out because the California was the one that they made loads of.
Yeah.
Nah, you were right enough. It's about 50.
Huh. I'll take that.
Yeah, you're bang on the money actually.
I'm usually pretty good with my car prices. It's usually only mental stuff that throws me off. Like if the miles are insanely low or insanely high or something like that. But I'm usually not far off.
Yeah, fair, totally. But
Um,
the FF I totally agree with. It's a bit of a departure for Ferrari. A lot of the Ferraris just because they're so in general kind of unobtainium. They're none of them particularly excite me too much. I mean, like maybe like an older one would.
yeah, like the Magnum PI style one.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I quite
Well,
like the stuff like the F430 and the
oh yes,
yeah
and
the
the 360.
F430 That see, these are my kind of era Ferrari. So this is like the ones I kind of remember, and
Well, you can get like a 360 with like a proper gated manual or a 430 with a gated manual for like 30k now.
are you sure? Because I'm looking at 430 prices and I'm not seeing any 30s.
Really, I
I've
thought they were
seen I've
pretty
seen much bigger numbers, man.
fair enough. I remember them being dirt cheap for
I
quite a
remember them being. I remember them starting. The 360s certainly start to dip into the 30 grand mark.
fair enough.
But that was back when money was worth something.
Yeah.
You know.
Now, the next car on our list, Tom, does a total fucking 180 from Ferrari land because it's a Mazda.
Okay.
Now,
No, Mazda have made some weird fucking cars.
they do like the Mazda 636, which had a supercharged V6 with a Miller cycle. That was a fucking weird idea.
Wait,
Like
hold on. The 636.
636 V6 with a Miller cycle V6 that was supercharged. So they basically looked at every single petrol combustion engine on the market and went, we don't like the basic manner in which these operate, so we're going to throw it out the window and just do something totally different. Um,
Oh, that's the Zedios, isn't it? How'd you say that?
yeah.
The Edos?
Enos,
Zedos?
yeah. Enos,
Enos.
yeah.
Where's the N come from?
Oh, it might not be them. But the one I'm picking from a left field choice is one from the early 2000s, and it's the Mazda 6 MPS.
Ah, of course. Nah, I know the Mazda 6 MPS well.
Which, at the time, if you wanted like an Impreza or an Evo, but you were like, not a Yobo, this was kind of your go-to. And they were actually a genuinely brilliant car.
Yeah. I quite like the 2.3s, yeah?
Yeah, man, 2.3
Yeah.
turbo, four-wheel drive.
I remember a vivid memory of going to look at cars with my dad. First car shopping territory, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
And
man.
going to a dealership in Carlisle, and on the forecourt. Do you know this was back when like there was loads and loads of like kind of small used car dealerships all around that in the kind of the north of Carlisle, you know, in that kind of industrial area.
Yeah, man, I know exactly what you mean.
And you know, there was always the main brands along the main street, but then on the side kind of bits there was like smaller dealerships. I'm sure it was one of the
Yeah.
smaller ones, and they had a Mazda 3 MPS with the
Yep.
2.3 in a really lovely kind of metallic light blue. And
Yep.
then beside it, they had the Mazda 3, the 1.8 Takana or Takata?
Yes.
One of their trim levels.
Aye.
And like, you know, obviously the 1.6 or 1.8 or whatever it was the one that I could get insured on. They were both functionally the same price. But there was one that I could realistically have an opportunity to actually drive as my own car, and then there was the actual one I wanted.
Yeah.
And like I just I could never buy that car with the one that I actually wanted sitting beside it. I just could not do that, you know?
Yeah, it takes a special kind of like unless you've got that insurance constraint, like what you were basically describing there, it would take a special kind of person to be like, nah, fuck that, I want the 1.8.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when I was telling you we took the Renault Megane RS out on test drive, me and Bex,
Mm-hmm.
um, it was quite weird because when we were in the dealership at the same time, at the time, there was like another salesman with a family, and they were like, oh, yes, we like this little fucking shitty 1 litre hatchback thing. And they're like, we'd like to take that out on a test drive. And they had like a teenage lad with them, and he was just fucking eyes locked on the RS Megane, basically, as soon as they came out. And like we were at it and we were unlocking it and looking around it and that, we're like, can we take it a run? And they're like, yeah, sure. And it was quite strange because they got out the dealership first and they got down the road, and then we got out after them, and I like caught up on them in no time at all.
Not
And like, because
surprised.
I was fucking about with the buttons and stuff, so I had the exhaust like as loud as it would go, and it was popping and banging all the time. And we rocked up behind this wee hatchback, and the lads just about broke his fucking neck turning around to look at it. And they pulled off the roundabout, and as soon as their indicator went on, I banged it down the box and absolutely fucking pinned it off the roundabout, like past them. And I remember just the look on this kid's face, like, holy fuck, why aren't we getting that as a family car? Like,
Yeah.
why are we getting this? It was a really surreal sort of experience because I was like, I know he doesn't see the economical side of it, you know, but if you can afford it, you're always better off getting the higher spec model.
Do you think so?
Yep, absolutely. So I'll put it to you. I always frame this argument in a certain way. So when people are like, "Oh no," so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and buy a brand new car. So you're going to pay a massive premium for a new car, which means realistically, average working man, you're going to get the mid level trim range with a diesel engine. You know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
most people do not need a diesel engine. That's absolute cold hard fact. You can argue with me all you like. 90% of the population don't fucking need diesel. They need a petrol for the mileage they do. But so this is how I frame it. So you're going to go and buy a brand new car and this and that, or you could go to a dealership and get a used car, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying like a 10-year-old thing. I'm saying something that's like 2-3-year-old at the most. You negotiate not for price, but for a warranty package. Say, right, I want the first service done in my ownership here. I say, but I want a 2-year service I want a 2-year warranty package, and I'll bring it back to you for the servicing. I'm not interested in changing the price of the car. That's what you go after. You go after getting a warranty on it, right?
Mm.
So you do that. Your warranty's a negotiating thing. You can either get it or you can't. If you've got the gift of the gab, you'll get it. If you don't, you won't. But you're going for a nearly new or slightly used car. So now instead of getting a brand new one that's mid-level with and ultimately compromised, you go in with the same budget, and now you can get the absolute top of the range trim level with a top of the range engine, and you'll have something that the residuals will be higher on, that you'll enjoy owning. And if you time it right, so like say when a new model of that car comes out, like the E46 to the E90 3 Series, for example, if you wanted a brand new car, you would never ever have bought the E90 off the bat. That would be a stupid idea. What you would do is buy the nearly new, most recent facelifted example of the E46 shape in the highest spec you can get. So either the 330i or the M3. Because what you're getting is a car that's had all the kinks worked out, it's had all the revisions made, it's literally as good and as reliable as that car can ever be. But you buy the new model that they've just brought out, you've got that process to go all the way through. So all the early adopters get the really shit reliability.
I mean, it's not a bad point. I mean, but like, preaching to the choir, man. Like I'll like would always buy a used car because like I do search for specific things.
Yes.
Sometimes it's like a particular engine in the car or a particular. I mean, I'm not really that fussed about like trim level overall, but like if it came with like a particular set of brakes, or different suspension setup from factory, I'd look for that. And I'd get used, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a valid point, and I feel a lot of people get hung up on the warranty. But like, the biggest thing is when you buy a used car from a dealership, you can negotiate to have a manufacturer-backed warranty put on it. You know?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I'm not someone who's like banging the drum of like, oh, all warranties are a scam. Don't bother, because like I actually have had work paid for through a warranty.
Yeah.
Like it hasn't actually worked. They're just like, when you read the T's and C's, you see how much stuff isn't included in them.
Yeah. And the thing is, when you buy certain cars, like Range Rovers in particular, on the V8s, they don't tend to cover alternators or turbos and stuff like that because they're really prone to going wrong and they're really expensive to fix. So, like, they put the alternator in the V of the V8 and then made it water cooled. So it was like insanely complicated, an absolute bastard to change, and it was prone to breaking.
Yeah, it's not fantastic design.
No, and no business, apart from possibly Jaguar Land Rover, is going to warranty that item for you. You know, like no third-party warranty company's got to be like, yeah, we'll change that fucking $3,000 bill for you, and not a problem. You're going to need 4 of them in the lifetime you have the car for. Ken, what the fuck? Yeah. Sorry, I have digressed us again. So there's not a lot left on the list. There's 3 more entries, and I'm going to give you them all at once.
Okay.
So all the Alpines, all the Lotuses, and old McLarens, all are left field choices, in my eyes.
So, what's interesting is when you brought this subject up, my first thought, to the point where I actually looked them up, so I got the models right, was 80s Alpine, the A310.
Yep.
And the 90s Alpine, the A610.
Yep.
Which, can we just talk about briefly, is like, it's like a French 300ZX.
Yeah, I'm absolutely going to give you that.
Can you see what I mean? Especially with the the kind of like tail spoiler.
Yes.
I mean, I really like them. I think they're French cars kind of quite cool.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that, man. Like, there's something undeniably cool about a smart French car. Like, especially like a low volume lunatic mobile, like an Alpine.
Yeah, I mean, like, even if it's not like crazy aggressive, it is weird. Like, you turn some heads in an Alpine.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, if you had an original A110, holy fuck! Like,
yeah, I mean, they're definitely classic cars. Like, they're big money now.
Yeah. And like even the modern A110. Like, that's a fucking left hooker every day of the week. You know, like you have to be into them to buy it.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what? I've got another one that I'm going to just chuck in, right?
Hit me.
It's the Vauxhall Calibra.
Ooh, yeah, that is a bit of a left field choice.
I always quite liked the way they looked.
Yeah, the slit headlights are quite cool.
Mm-hmm. And I liked its like kind of coupe profile.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They're a cool little car, so they are. And they were fucking shit off a stick fast as well.
Yeah,
Back in
you
the
could
day.
get some quite quick ones, aye. So yeah, I like that. I quite like the. Sorry, I don't want this to become a Vauxhall appreciation podcast because I quite like
Oh,
the Omega as well.
yeah, no, I like an Omega. They're actually there's a train of thought with the Omega that they should have had a V8 in from the start because apparently the LS1 V8 fits in them really quite nicely.
And really,
Mhm.
really, really easily in.
But we're digressing.
We are,
Um,
right? Absolutely are.
Lotus, hear me out. Lotus is a quite a hard choice and a hard car to justify, I feel, which makes them quite left field.
Definitely, like you're not really buying a Lotus Elise as your main car.
No. And part of the reason for that is that they kind of fly in the face of convention. Because, like, cars keep getting heavier and more powerful, and Lotuses, while they have got heavier and more powerful, on the whole, they try to get lighter and moderately powerful instead of being like you're not really getting a Lotus that's got 1,000 brake horsepower but also weighs 2 tons. You're
Mm.
more likely to get a Lotus that weighs 700 kilos and has 400 brake and is faster than the car with 1,000 brake horsepower. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not their purpose isn't just to power down the straight.
No, their purpose is to be enjoyable on a twisty fucking road or sublime track. But I mean, even like stuff like the Spirit and
I love the is it was it a Spirit or Esprit?
I don't know. Was there not? Was it not both?
I'm honestly unsure. But yeah, like I like the was it the
Europa?
Europa?
Yes.
Yeah, the Europa. The Europa's always like such a strange um car to like see. Like it looks like a little bit like a flattened bread van.
Yes. I'll go with that. 100%.
But yeah, that's a cool car. But I mean, this is trolley classics. But I do totally agree that most Lotuses are left field choices. Like, what was the most recent Lotus? There was like one released quite recently.
The Evora.
Was it the Evora?
Yeah.
I cannot imagine what it looks like, but I imagine it probably looks a bit like it looks like a Lotus. Yeah, they do. I mean, they do kind of look. They've got a design language.
They do.
So yeah, I would
Um,
totally agree with Lotus. What was the other one?
and old McLarens.
Old McLarens.
Yeah, so like you know how they've got like the 720 and the 610 and the 5
Mm-hmm.
whatever E1. None of that crap. Like
I,
we're talking McLaren F1 era.
they only did the F1, was it not?
Yeah.
What was the
Well, no, they did some road cars as well. Fuck's sake, I'm gonna have to Google this one as well.
what? They did road cars around that time.
Yeah, McLaren. Um, but yeah, so while we're looking this up, there is two that I have to give honourable mentions to. Okay,
Yep.
one of them is TVR.
Oh yeah, I totally. Very fair.
There's no argument or discussion to be had. That's just fucking. That is, yeah, left field all the way. And the other one is Alpina.
Yeah, the BMW.
Yeah,
Is shooter?
yeah. So they're a bit like Ruth for Porsche. They take what's the best way to describe it? They basically remanufacture BMWs.
Mm-hmm.
Like they done the Alpina D3, which was a diesel-free series, and what they did was basically take the 320D and twin turbo it.
Okay.
And they were actually quite quick. But I remember reading on Piston Heads from a BMW salesman, and he's like trying to convince an ordinary guy that like instead of this 28 grand 320D, what you actually need to do is spend almost fucking 50k on this, which is just better because it's made by Alpina and it's like a limited run and everything. They're just like, no, you're okay. Like they were just like, it's an incredibly difficult sale and there's nothing else to it.
Yeah, I mean, I can totally, completely and utterly believe that's a difficult sale. I get that they're cool, but like, I wouldn't go out my way to look for one, you know?
No, but I think that in and of itself makes them a left field choice.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Um, and you are correct. It was literally the McLaren F1, and that was it for the longest of times.
Yeah, because the first one was I want to say 12C in like the 2000s. It was like
Yeah,
their return to making road going cars.
it was. So yeah, I'm going to recant McLaren from that because it was the fastest car in the world, and if you want the fastest car in the world in the 90s, you'd have bought the McLaren F1. It doesn't make it a left field choice; it makes it a straight fucking forward choice, and it's also a car that I actually fucking can't stand.
You don't
So
like the F1?
nope, hate it.
Interesting. I don't know if I knew that.
No, no, I'm not a fan. Like I think they're a bit shit. Like I don't get this. I don't get what's special about them. Um, yeah, I'm just quite indifferent at best.
Okay,
And
okay.
yeah,
We're gonna have to save this for another day because I can think of one or two things that are that's quite special about them.
oh, don't get me wrong. Like I mean, like the engineering, there's no pressed steel on them. Everything's a machined part, and like they're still the fastest car on the planet with a naturally aspirated engine.
Mm.
Not fastest road car on the planet with a naturally aspirated engine. And like for the time, they're fantastic, and the central driving position is an amazing idea. It just doesn't gel with me. Like I think the possibly the nicest thing I can say about the McLaren is that Rowan Atkinson owned one and he actually drove the fucking thing
Mm.
and tracked it twice and repaired it, and that's about it. Like I can't say anything nice about them.
You think they were kind of collector's pieces?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. Like
I mean, they made quite a lot of them comparatively, you know.
to be fair, yeah, that's actually a square point. Like, um, oh well. Well, with that shocking recant, that is my list of left field heroes.
Yeah, I think I agree with. I agree with a lot of those. Some are less so, and I think I've thrown in a couple of my own thoughts as well. There's definitely a lot more left field heroes out there for me, but I can't think of them off the top of my head.
Fair enough, dude.
I'll just
Fair
pepper
enough.
future episodes with them.
Yeah, just drop them in, like willy nilly. Just like we'll be talking about like fucking I don't know, like pumpkin juice or whatever, and just go. Oh, by the way, Skoda Octavia VRS. Oh, what?
Exactly like that, but it won't be about the Octavia VRS.
No, I didn't think it
It'll be a
would.
big thumbs down for me.
Yeah, definitely. Oh well, smashing.
Perfect.
Well, I think that's kind of the end of the episode, isn't it, bud?
Yeah.
Unless you've got anything to add.
I don't have anything to add, no.
Fair enough. Well then, folks, that's it. Hopefully you've enjoyed listening to us warble on about absolute bollocks for half an hour and a half. If you like what you've heard, please leave us a good review, drop us a comment, share, subscribe, and generally just be awesome. Thank you for listening.
Goodbye.
Toodaloo.